sideways, never vertical. My father grunts when I walk on his back. It is as straight, smooth, and stiff as a gangplank. He lies prone on our thickly corded mat, his head lying next to the threaded picture of a dragon. His hands lay at his side, open. For a short time, his hands will not be balled, gripping a Chinese checker piece, or wrapped around meat, muscle, or bone. They remind me of his hands in church. They sleep while the black-frocked figure at the pulpit waves his own pink hands wildly. At 7, I know this is good. I don't have to look at the whites of his eyes, the color of soiled sheets, black head, yellow back, blue striped pajamas. I walk on his back, cautious, fearing the breaking of bones, too early, too soon. I'm 45 pounds, the youngest of his 9, and I listen for the sharp blows of his breath. Right at the point where my feet are balanced on the tightrope of his narrow shoulders, I step off. I look at his chest. The raised skin is pink and puffy. The intricate patterns of the sinewy mat are imprinted on my father's chest. It is the body of a fierce dragon, and each time I am in wonder that I did that. I did that. Part of my writing has been inspired by the women in my life and how I came to observe all the things that they do for the family, is to name the kind of feminist acts that they do inside the household, inside the home. And so a lot of my writing, both academic and creative, is to pay homage to the women that I know. This is called Sister Play, and the original poem is published in Watermark. Because there weren't enough beds, I sleep with my sisters. Our legs would lock together at night. Our legs, which were like the pliers that Father used to use when he played the handyman. They were hard and muscular because we took after our stout mother, our sturdy calves, reminding us of where we came from, that we inherited more than just pimply backs and an ironic fear of men, but that we could endure and endure for a long time after that too. It's like this one time when we're at the playground and everything around us is fire. I am holding on because she's 4 years older, gripping my legs with fingertips not yet painted with the brush of puberty. We're struggling against the smooth evil of the aluminum, our sweet girl sweat only making the slide slicker. We hold on because we have to, take and then cawing with laughter. We play until the slide becomes cool and indifferent to our skin, and we leave the brown of bark on our elbows. We sleep well these nights, fingers laced, our strong legs hurting a little from our play. They muscle the other, and we lay stronger than rope, cord, or twine. One of the things that I wanted to do here is to talk about not just Vietnamese women or Vietnamese femininity, or what we call femininity, but also talk about masculinity and the brothers that I have in my family, one of whom also fought in the war alongside my father. He was also a writer and a philosopher, and he passed away. But there is such a lack of these kinds of voices, about what it means to be in the war as a younger person. This is called Hotel California. The scars on his back are medallions he never received for fighting the Vietcong in 1972. They lay on the surface of his skin that is mottled, dusted with ash. All this is good camouflage in the jungle, he tells me. But here, under the California sun, they've turned yellow, the color of cork. They are round watermarks he cannot blot, pocked landmarks he cannot return to. In time, he works part-time, full-time, overtime, all the time for a tech company in Sunnyvale. Bringing his work home, he's a card dealer, laying out the raised, pimply motherboards, his back arched over sharp pins until early morning. Tuesdays, his lank body is planted in front of the TV. Smoking Marlboro Reds, he's laughing at Jack from Three's Company. One hand is snaked underneath his shirt, and I catch him fingering all the places he's been. Fridays, he's shooting VALAA at Club Eden. His body slouched, felt green, a long nailed finger curved around a stick, the eye of a needle. Other times he's just gone. And that's when my sisters and I huddle, talking and shucking seeds with teeth and tongue. And we go, he went where? No, I haven't talked to him. No, I haven't seen him. Yes, I'll call around, try to find him. I won't tell Ba. He told me he was going back to Vietnam, couldn't live here anymore. He wanted to kill all the communists. He shaved his head again. Doesn't he know? Doesn't he understand? He just can't do this kind of thing here. The last time I talked to him, he was kind of drunk, kind of high. He said, "Am, my country is breaking my heart." So I'm going to take you back to the 1980s. For those of you who remember, Vietnamese Americans were, and still are probably, reminders of a bad war, right? And there was racism, and there was objectification of young girls like myself. And so this is part of the refugee girlhood that I try to track in this book. This poem is called Barbie. Our bikes, our girl bodies pitch forward like arrows on bows, while the Barbies in our hands are tightly fisted around chrome that is freckled with rust. There is spit and laughter and wind when we round a corner at the Santee Apartments. 3 boys jump us, while one goes straight for me, his skin the color of nigmam. An arm hooks my body like a fishing rod. His fingers cover one breast. They lay horizontal against the stripes of my sailor tee, and with the other hand, a finger pokes inside and digs around, like a mechanic underneath the hood of a car. Hien is on the shorn grass, her legs spread wide open, boy hands rubbing clumsy on her crotch. Her white Vans are stained a beautiful Kelly green. Finally, a car comes through and they run away, but even so, they're kicking stones, fists raised. We mount our bikes then, taking time to avoid pitted streets while our Barbie's eyes are sparkling pretty.